Hi everyone, my name's Fran from Purple Peanuts Crafty Vlog, and today I'm going to show you how to make this tag using various products that I love and are really cool to use. So there we are, let's get started. I'm starting off with a large Prima tag, and I've cut some little bits, random oddment bits of paper. They're from the Vintage Vanity A4 pad. So I'm going to stick these on randomly. You don't have to be neat when you're cutting them, and you don't have to be neat when you're sticking them, just here and there. And also, as you can see on this tag there, it's quite cool to have them sort of overlapping as well. So you will see as we go on why they don't have to be perfect or neat or perfectly cut. It all adds to the effect. And it's a really cool way of using bits of scrap paper as well. You always seem to have bits of irritating little bits of scrap paper that you never seem to be able to use. So doing tags like this is a really cool way to use them up. Now I should put that on. As I say, it really doesn't matter where you put them. Which is kind of fun. You don't have to think, just stick. Okay. Okay, I think I've got most of my bits that I want stuck on there. Okay, so next I'm going to pop on some drywall tape. It's available from DIY shops, but if you haven't got any, it's not essential that you use it, but if you can get hold of some, it is a really cool thing to use on your projects. As you can see, it gives a real cool funky texture. So I'm going to stick this on again randomly here and there. Put some bits. This all adds to the texture. I think I'm just a little bit more there. Yeah. Okay, so that's all finished. So secondly, I want to put some Prima trim on this as well. It's kind of iridescent, well, silver sparkle. See, it's like kind of like a spider's web. So that's going to add to some texture as well. This is a real texture fest, as much as you can sort of put on to get the texture. It's really cool. Okay, so again, I'm just going to put that slightly haphazardly here and there. Just a bit, let's see, we'll put some there. Okay. Right. So as you can see what I've done up to now. Right, so that, just stick that slightly as well. You don't have to sort of stick everything down perfectly and completely, because we're going to cover all this with paint. So next I've got some white acrylic paint, just standard, and we're going to blob some on. Don't be scared to do this, because this is part of the fun. So I've got a brush, and I'm just going to paint over, not all of it, just bits of it, parts here and there. Okay, so this is what we've got now, and I'm going to dry it with my heat gun. Right, okay, so that's all dried. Next step, I've got a Prima checkered mask. It's a 12 by 12 one, as you can tell. Right, so I'm just going to pop that on over the tag, and I've got my embossing paste, and then I'm just going to go over. I'm not going to do every single little slot. I'm just going to do, again, parts of it. And also, it's a good tip when you are using gesso or embossing paste is to spread it one way. So don't go up and down, just go one way, so it's either just go up or down, so it doesn't go through the little gaps and smudge out. So that's a little tip there. Right, so that is as simple as that, and I'm going to lift my mask. Obviously you can't really see what's going on there, but you will be able to see that very soon. So the heat gun goes on. Right. So that's all dried up, and next I'm going to put the little numbers on the side. Okay, so first of all I'm going to stick, these are all Prima mechanicals, I think, numbers, and the wooden 0 is as well. Okay, I'm just going to stick that on the little O. Just putting them on in any order. Should have about one there. So that's those stuck on. Right, next I'm going to spritz and mist the tag. I'm using some Prima Color Bloom mists in gold foil and antique gold, and some Ranger colour wash in denim. So I'm going to first start off with the gold foil, okay? This is the cool bit, this is where the magic starts happening. Right, so I've done that, and next I'm going to get a wet wipe, and then I'm just dabbing to sort of mix up the colours a little bit. And spread them. So now you can see that that embossing paste with the mask is being highlighted now. And then I'm going to go again. Nice and messy. And go over the numbers as well. I'm just going to spritz the antique gold over those and then dab at it. A wet wipe is better to use than just a tissue, because obviously you've got the moisture in it, so it does help sort of blend things along, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is what we've got now. You can see the textures are being highlighted with the mist. So next I'm using the Ranger denim, I'm just going to put this sort of in the middle area really, if I can. Yep. And just tap it down a bit. Okay. You can see what's going off now. All the colours are nicely blending and into one. Well, not into one, but they're just nicely sort of blending and highlighting everything, which is what you want. Okay, and they're also blending into my hands nicely. Right, so I'm just going to go over this with a heat gun just to dry it off a little bit. Okay, so I've dried that off a little bit, and next I have got this Prima stamp. It's from the Free Spirit collection, I believe. So I'm just going to ink it up with some Stays On ink, black ink. And then I'm just going to stamp randomly in all the little gaps as well, just to add a little bit of interest to it. It's not that obvious when you look, well, until you look very closely, and then you will see all the little details, which is nice. I'm just stamping predominantly around the edge as well, because obviously that's where the lighter gaps are. Let's do a little bit at the top. So this out. Right, one last bit. Okay. So next, we're all done with the main preparation for the tag, and next we're on to the fun part, which is the decorating. So first of all, I'm going to start with a strip of denim, old scrap denim, which I am going to just pop just at the bottom of my glue gun. You can use any other old bits of fabric or ribbons or trims, it doesn't really matter, but with the colours I used I thought denim was worked pretty well. So that goes just along the bottom, just there. Now I've got a tiny little piece of canvas, Prima 12x12 canvas, but this is an offcut. I'm just going to stick that slightly underneath the denim. And next I have one of these little Prima junkyard word plates, I guess they're called, and I've just rubbed some white acrylic paint in the recess of the letters just to sort of highlight them, and that gives a really cool effect as well. And I'm just going to stick that on top of the canvas with a couple of pieces of stray twine, I guess, from the canvas. As you can see, it pulls off, so that's what these are. Okay, so getting it all stuck up. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue in the middle, and then stick my little word plate on. Right, so that is the bottom part. Next is the main image, well, not image, feature. Okay, so I have got another Prima flower. These are Julie marble, and I've just deconstructed this slightly, so I've took the top few petals and layers off, so I've just got the few, well, the big bottom ones on there, and I'm going to stick that on first. So just slightly above the denim. Okay, I've also got some of the little flowers as well. These are Luminous, that's how they started off, and as you can see I've spritzed them with the antique gold mist just to so they sort of blend and tone in a bit more. Right, so I'm going to put the smaller one just slightly underneath the pink, just hiding somewhat, just like that. And I mean, you arrange your flowers how you want, really. There's no set rule. Okay, so I'm just going to have that one overlapping slightly. Now I've got some plain, well, they were plain white Prima roses, and I've just spritzed them with some Tattered Angels Frost Glimmer Mist, and then I've just highlighted them with some gold paint as well. So they go on. Got my mini one to go on. I think you'll go just there. Okay, I've also got a tiny little piece of the canvas. It's kind of like a leaf shape, a rough leaf shape, and I'm going to just stick that on there as well, just in between there. Flowers. Okay, right, so that's all your flowers stuck on, and next I have got this is a styrofoam or polystyrene heart, as you can see, just plain white. I've I cut one in half and I've painted it with beige acrylic paint, so that's what the heart is actually made up of. I've also stuck a little toothpick or cocktail stick through the polystyrene heart, as you can see. That just comes out. It's so easy to do, but it's a really cool effect. And it also, as you can see, I've started latticing some Prima wire around the heart for some decor. So I'm just going to finish that. Right. I'll just glue this onto the back, so you can see I've just glued that in place. Right, so what the heart will sit on is one of these Prima, I think they are, yeah, Finnabar Mechanicals. They're like a metal medallion, which will go in the middle of the flower, and I've also punched a circle just to go in the middle as well. So I'll stick those down next. Nice blob of glue. Okay. Right, so next up I've got some cotton that I've just bunched up loosely that I'm going to stick behind the polystyrene heart. As you can see. some nice blobs of glue to go on the back of the heart, and then I'm just going to stick it at a slight angle just so you can see the medallion. Okay, so that's it. Right. So I've also trimmed a little triangle arrow head for my little arrows. I'm going to stick that on as well. This is a great way to use all your junk bits of paper, as I said. Okay, so that goes on. Next, as you can see from the my original sample, I've got some text there, letters, Prima letter stickers that I've stuck onto the back of a scrap bit of card just to sort of keep them all together. It's a lot easier to stick these on the heart than just sort of individual ones. Okay, so that goes on the middle, and I've got two tiny little feathers that I'm just going to stick on the end of the cute little arrow. You want strong glue for these sorts of things to keep them nice and firm. Okay, right, so we're getting there. So we've just got a few little bits and bobs to put on. I've just got a little scrap of denim that I'm just going to stick up there just for a bit of added interest. Okay, and finally, well, not quite finally, I'm just going to lightly spritz the heart with some more mist, just really light, just a splattering. And then I'm just going to get a tissue and I'm just going to just dab the excess off. So I'm just getting some of the colour on there. Okay. I'm also just going to pop a little bit of the darker antique gold on there as well. And again, I'm using a wet one or wet wipe just because they are damp, which does help when you're sort of trying to just lightly colour things. Right, one last little spritz. Be careful to not of your flowers. I know it looks like it's completely and utterly covered, but once you start dabbing through, it all works itself out. And I like how the main pink flower catches some of the bits of mist. It gives it a cool edge. Okay, so finally, as you can see, we're getting there now. Finally, I have got some more Prima trim. It's the same iridescent silvery trim, and I have actually misted that in the Ranger denim colour wash just to give it a bit more colour and a bit more pop. And I'm just going to tie that on through the tag hole. And this stuff ties really, really well. I really like it. Nice and tight. Okay, and there we go. That is your finished tag. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video today and you've learnt something new, and hope to see you on my blog, purplepeanut.blogspot. Okay, thank you, bye.